Hi everyone, this is Maria, and today I'm going to show you how to turn vintage books into notebooks, journals, or art journals. This is what you're going to need. You're going to need a paper cutter, a ruler, some 1-inch metal book rings, an X-Acto knife, a pencil, and you're also going to need a really strong paper punch. This is a Crop-o-dile, and it is made by We Are Memory Keepers, and I purchased my Crop-o-dile at our local craft store. Remember to use a coupon. And you're also going to need a crafting mat. You're also going to need some paper. I purchased this drawing pack at our local craft store. It has 200 sheets and they measure 9 inches by 12 inches. But you can use any paper of your choosing. And you're going to need some vintage books. You can find these all over the place, like at yard sales, thrift stores, libraries. Libraries have Friends of the Library book sales. You can find them maybe your friends' garages. Maybe they have them in boxes and they want to get rid of them. And so let's give these books a new life and a new purpose. So now I'm taking my X-Acto knife and I'm going to take the covers off the book. And so the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to turn this around. And so then I'm going to take my ruler, and I prefer to use the metal ruler versus the wooden ruler because I like the way it lies flat right here. And so, but that's up to you what you want to use. And so then I'm going to hold the ruler down with my fingertips. I don't want to get my fingers way over here because I'm going to be cutting right here. So I'm going to keep my fingertips and apply pressure from back on this side of the ruler. Now, if you're a child, be sure to have an adult do this part for you, all right? And so I'm going to take my X-Acto knife. I'm starting right down here at the bottom, and I'm just going to put pressure down and go along the edge of the ruler. Right there. I don't know what you call this part right here. I don't know if that's like a little gutter or what, but you know what part of the book I'm talking about. And so there, I'm just going down a couple of times. I'm going to do it one more time just to be sure I have a clean cut. And it's okay if you cut down into the pages. Okay, so I'm going to remove this. And there we have our cover, and it's a pretty clean cut. There's some little pieces up here, and I could just pull that off. And something like this, you can just trim that off with your scissors. And so that's the front, so let's do the back. Okay, so now we're on the back side, and there's a Mickey Mouse, isn't that cute? And I'm going to take my ruler again, and see this part, again, it's that crease area. And just wanted to show you again. And so I'm going to take my X-Acto knife, make sure your fingers are back, put some pressure down on the ruler and the X-Acto knife. And I'm going to go again. I think I got it, but I'm going to do it one more time, just to be sure. Okay, and there we go. We have our back. So now that I have my covers, I'm going to cut out some of the pages of the book because I'm going to use some of these pages with the artwork in between the journaling pages. So when you're cutting down into the pages, again, you want to go like maybe 3 times. And then you can take out several pages at a time. These are really cute. Oh, I love this one, this Halloween one. Isn't that cute? Okay, you can see you're going to have to cut right here. And be very careful. Isn't that cute? So this stack over here are the 12 pages that I'm going to use inside my book, inside my notebook. And this stack, you can see I have a lot here, but there's such good art here. I think I'm going to save this for another project. The next step, you're going to take a piece of paper and you're going to take one of the pages from the book because this is going to be the size of your pages. Now, all books have different dimensions, so you'll have to do this for each one. So I'm just going to line it up. And then what I do with the first one is I just mark it with a pencil. And so just do it there and there. And I measure the page. So let's do it this way first. So this is 10 inches. So I'm just going to write 10 inches off to the side just to remind me. And 10 inches by 7 1/8. So now we're going to take out our paper cutter and we're going to start cutting the pages. So I have my paper cutter and I have my first stack of pages here. And so I'm going to cut them 5 at a time because my Fiskars cutter here will only do 5 at a time. And so I'm going to measure 10 inches. So I'm going to go up to the 10 this way. right up to the 10. And then I'm going to go down and up again a couple of times to make sure the paper cuts. And then we're going to do the 7 and an 1/8. So there's the 1/8 right there. So this may take a little time, so you can watch television or something to make the time go by faster. So now I have my pages, and they're stacked in little stacks of 10 pages each. And so it's just easier to keep track of them this way. And so I want to show you my pages, my art pages I'm going to put in the book. You can see that they're not exactly even. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paper cutter, or you can take your scissors, and you can trim those. But what you do is I just do that on the table, and you can see where they need to be trimmed. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. So I'm just going to trim these edges, and so this page is exactly like I want it. So I'm just going to trim that edge right there, just going to line it up. And like I said, you can use scissors for this part too. And then I'm just going to trim that. And there you go, nice and clean. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn over the cover. This is the front cover. And we're going to measure it. And it measures at 10.5. So I'm thinking, let me find my pencil here. Let's go ahead and let's go about 2¼ inches. I have another book with the same dimensions, and so I think I'm just going to do that. And so we're going to just make a little pencil mark, okay? And I'm going to flip this around here and just make another little pencil mark. And so, see those little pencil marks? That's where you're going to punch. I'm going to use my Crop-o-dile for this part. I love the Crop-o-dile because I know it's going to go right through this book. And so we're going to just find that little dot there, and I'm going to hold that steady and punch. See how easy that is? And then I'm just going to, there's a little piece of that book there, and I'm going to take that out. So you might want to use your X-Acto knife just to poke right here in this hole to take the cardboard out. There we go. And so let's go ahead and do the next one. And so we're going to, whoops, I still have a little piece of cardboard there. And I'm just going to clean that out. Sometimes it just sticks in there. There we go. You can see a little better now. And so, there we go. And then we're just going to do the other side. There's the pencil mark. And you're going to do this for the paper also. There we go. So now we have our holes here in the book cover that will fit our binder rings. So now that we have the front cover, we need to puncture the holes through the back cover. So you can place the front cover on top of the back cover. And so then you're going to take your pencil and you're going to make some little marks there. And so there we have it. Make sure that you have the correct side, and because you don't want to do the wrong side here. You can tell because it'll be rougher there. Okay, and I'm going to do the second one. And there we go. And so now we have the back. And then to do the paper, the pages, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to take your front cover and you're going to lay it on top. And so you want to see about, you don't want to put it all the way to the edge. And so the inside of this cover has this paper, and that's the exact same size of the pages. So just going to lay this down. Okay, and then you're going to take your pencil and you're going to make the same marks that we did for the covers, and then you're just going to punch the holes through the paper. And I believe this will go through all 10 pages. So let's see. And go to this side where it has the largest hole. Yep, it sure did. And so the paper keeps getting stuck in there, gets caught in there. So just take your X-Acto knife and just sort of work it out. And it may take a few seconds. There we go. Just push that right out, and let's do the other side. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and finish punching out the holes in the pages, and I'll be right back. Another thing you can do that's really kind of better for the pages is take one of the early pages with the punctured holes, with the punched holes, and just lay it on the next stack of paper and make a little mark. And so this way you'll be sure that they're all even. So now you have your art pages, and you're just going to take that same page, one of the first pages, and put it on top as a template. And then you're going to mark the holes. I already punched this hole out. And then you're just going to do that one. And then you remove your template. And you get your paper punch. Now with the paper punch, I've had to clean this out a lot. So let me go ahead and do it one more time. These little papers just get caught in there, and then I can't see the mark. Okay, I think it's good. And so I think that's probably the most frustrating thing. There it goes. You can see some more pieces came out. It looks like confetti. But that's probably the most frustrating thing of the whole process. But you know what? It's really worth it when you're all done. So there we go. We have a nice clean punch. And so now we're going to put the book together. So now comes the really fun part, because we're finally going to put our book together. So we're going to set the cover aside, and you're going to turn your back cover towards you with the punched edge towards you, like this. Okay, so you have the inside of the book cover towards you. And then you're going to take your 1-inch rings, your bookbinder rings, and you're going to put them right in the punched holes. And so you want to make sure that your book is lying flat, because these will wiggle around a little bit. And so I'm going to move this over just a little bit so my book cover can lie completely flat. There we go. And so we're going to start with the back page. And so this is the back page inside the book. I decided to use these. I really liked them. And I'm going to put that right in, just like that. And then I'm going to take my first stack of paper, and I'm going to put it right through the punched hole in the paper. And these might slip out at first, but after you put in a few of these stacks of paper, they won't move around so much. So I'm looking for that little punched hole. You may have to work at this. There it is. There it is. And so see how this one's starting to come out? So there we go. Yay! Got them in. So now I'm going to put in some more art. And let me go ahead, and I'm going to start with my stack. I'm going to put my stack this way because I'm going to be working from the back to the front. And so this is the front. And so those will be the last pages I put in. So let me go ahead and do these back pages. And I'm going to put in another stack of paper. And there's 10. I know I said that earlier, I just wanted to remind you, 10 in each stack. And then I'm going to put in another piece of art. Now, if you want to, you can put in more than one page of art. And I do that with some of the golden books. And so I have another video on how to do this with the little golden books that is so cute. And I do it both ways in that video, where you can make them with the binder rings or with the bind it all machine, so you'll have spiral binding. And so let's go ahead and put another piece of art. And this page has some text. And then I'm going to put in another stack. And so you just have to take your time to do this. I love this art with Alice in Wonderland. So cute. By the way, this book, my friend gave it to me. Thanks, Linda, for the book. And she came to my yard sale, and she brought me these books because she knows I like to upcycle vintage books. And she also knows that I love Disney. And so I love this one. So you see how these binder rings aren't moving around anymore? And that's because there's some weight to the book now. Okay, we have our last stack of pages here. And so let me get this in. These make really great gifts, you guys. Everybody loves these. They're just so unique and fun to use. In fact, I didn't even realize how much my niece loved hers until she told me recently. And so I have one more page that I'm putting in the front here. So now the binder ring is starting to close, so let me slip that there. And I have this golden page, just like I had in the back. And now let's put on the cover. I'm going to clip that one closed. Okay, I had to work this ring a little bit. It was being a little stubborn. It was sort of stuck in there, but it's fine. So I'm just going to close that, and there you go. So here it is, you guys, and you can see how thick it is, and you can also use larger binder rings if you like. And so I think this one works, or you can use less paper. I have 100 sheets in here. And then here it is when it's opened up and it lays flat. I'm so glad I left that cover in. I really like that. And there's some of the art, and that's always fun to see. And then you have your 10 pages of blank pages and some more art. And what I love about the binder rings is you can always add more paper. I mean, you can with the spiral wire also, but you need to take the wire out. And so, but with the binder rings, with whoever you give this to, they can put their own paper in there. You can use different kinds of paper. You can use line paper, graph paper, you can use construction paper, anything you like. And so this is a lot of fun. Let's get to the back here where I put the Alice in Wonderland because I really like those. Here's an Alice page with the Queen. That's cute. And then we have the back page. And here's a parade of some of the art journals upcycled from vintage books.